What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. Today, I'm giving you guys a tour of one of the best Lego rooms I've ever put together. I've got custom painted walls, a sweet building setup, and I am ready. Oh crap, cut the camera. Last year, I packed up my Lego collection and moved across the country and had the opportunity to turn an old shed into a state-of-the-art Lego room and mini house. When I started, this is what the Lego room looked like, but after about 4 months and a bunch of planning and work, I transformed the old garage into this. One of the most important things to me, and like one of the first things I like to figure out, is the layout of my Lego room, because I want to maximize every inch of space I get. So this half is the mock building half. That half is basically everything else. Mock building is kind of the main thing of the channel, so that's why I wanted the focus of the Lego room to be that. So here we have my massive Battle of Mimban mock. For anybody who's not familiar with this, I have building updates that come out every other week where I'm building that. And then on the other side of that, we have the parts. I've experimented with putting my parts collections in different parts of the room, but decided I like to have it as close to the building table as possible. I use red Acro Mills bins. I used to use these guys over here that we'll talk about more in a second, but I like the open top storage method because it allows me to overflow the containers a little bit and just, allows me to maximize how many parts I can store. I got these off of Amazon. I absolutely love them. A lot of people ask how I sort my parts. I'm not gonna go into a huge in-depth thing, but basically I do a combination of parts and color. So if I have a piece that I have a lot of, like let's say 1x light bluish gray plate, that's all gonna go in one bin, just that one color. And then I have black 1x plate, green 1x plate down here somewhere. But if there's a piece that I don't have a lot of, I'll combine colors and part type together like this. This is kind of like, I don't know, rounded pieces. So you have rounded bricks, got the more molded pieces, got dishes in different colors. So, when it comes to sorting pieces, I get people asking me what's the best method, and I say go off of what makes the most sense to you. Group pieces together in ways that make sense. If you have a lot of a certain piece in one color, do it by that. If you have a bunch of different colors of one piece, I don't know. However you want to do it, just in a way that makes sense to you. This is kind of a new thing I've started doing, displaying sets amongst the pieces, and I just did this purely for aesthetic purposes. I think it looks cool to have some sets here in with the Lego bins, and just, makes it feel a little bit more like a Lego room. Over here, we've got more parts. So this is what I originally started collecting my pieces in, and now I use it for specialty pieces that I don't have enough of to put in the larger bins. And I also keep my minifigs in here. So you've got like Black Falcons, Phase 1 Clone Troopers with markings on them, plain white Phase 1 Clone Troopers, 41st Elite Corps, random castle accessories, just stuff like that. And then I like to sort my Star Wars aliens in there as well. On top of that, we have some of my favorite things to display, good old bionicle. I loved bionicle growing up, and I collected a decent amount. It was cheaper than Star Wars and a little bit more accessible to me. So I like to keep the canisters on display now just because I think they look so cool. This is some of Lego's best work as far as packaging advertisement goes, and I definitely want to revamp the collection. I've actually started looking at getting some more, so I want to have more bionicle cases on display just to remember the good old days, and because I think this is a great way to represent my love of Lego. Over here in the corner, we have probably the most recent addition to my studio, and the one I'm probably the most excited about. This is a secondary building area, because for most of my Lego career, if you want to call it that, I've had 2 sections. I have the main mock table sections where I build the big stuff, and then I'll have like a secondary table where I do live streams, building, editing, basically everything else. And these 2 tables would always get kind of cluttered, and I felt like I didn't really have a good place to just sit down and build for fun. And that's one thing I've tried to start doing more in this year, is reawaken my love of Lego and just have fun building like I did as a kid. What got me so excited about Lego. So I decided to scale down my mocks and have a smaller mock table over here, and that allowed me to take one table and then put it over here. This kind of came in tandem with the resurrection of my second channel, Coconut's Kingdom. So I've started doing World War II fantasy and Warhammer builds, and so we've got a little World War II farmhouse here. You can see I've started compiling minifigs together to try to get some villagers. Got some World War II soldiers, just different minifigs that you don't see in Star Wars. And I've been trying to figure out like what exactly I've got in my collection as far as real world elements go. So I designed this little farmhouse, and then I also designed this little tractor to go with it. I've had so much fun building this kind of stuff. Honestly, I've had more fun doing this stuff than Star Wars recently. And then I also built this Rhino APC, Rhino tank from Warhammer 40K. This was designed by Cyan Flash 000 on Rebrickable. You can get the instructions there. I'm really pleased with it. Then over here, you've got another little World War II diorama with a Sherman Firefly from Panzer Brick Labs. Just been having a lot of fun over here. I like to keep this table clean for building or if I need something else. So this has been a major plus and a major asset to the Lego room. Down here we have Megito. I'm still sorting it. Because Mimban is such a different color palette, I haven't had as much pressure to sort it, which has been kind of nice. But then I also kind of have this little thing hanging over my head of like, oh shoot, gotta go sort more of Megito, but that's for another day. I've got my Michael Jordan poster down here. I would like to hang it up, but I don't like having it in the shots of the camera, so it's down there for now. Over here, we've got the main editing, live streaming, logistics work area, I guess. This is where I kind of do all that. This is where I put the nice table for filming intros and stuff if I don't need to do a review. Nothing too exciting here, but now we get to one of two display areas. My main display shelves. This is kind of basically the bulk of my displaying now. I don't do a ton of displaying, and I tried to really scale down what I have on these shelves. You can see this one just has the acclimator, and I really like this minimalist way of displaying. I feel like it highlights each of my pieces more instead of having them crammed all together like I used to. And then over here, we've got some more custom builds. This middle row is kind of the prime spot because this is what people see when I'm filming. So I put my favorite stuff here, like this Naboo cruiser. I've got my UT-AT from Megito, custom Republic attack shuttle. I'm pretty sure Bruxy Builds designed this. Up here, you've got another Naboo mock, of course. Wouldn't be a coconut room tour without a couple Naboo mocks. Really happy with this one. Able to do some cool techniques in it. And then here we've got a little trophy that I won from the clone base collaboration I did last year with Firebird, SW, Rich Boy J. That was so much fun. Then up here we've got my favorite vehicle in Star Wars, the ATTE. So you know I've got to have a few of those on display to represent. Some of those coins, I got caught up in the hype, unfortunately, bought a couple of those. Some of you guys, well, not some of you guys probably noticed only one half of the display is lit up. And that's because when I moved across the country, I had to disassemble this shelving area, and I took down half the shelves but was able to fit the other half in the moving van without taking it apart. But unfortunately I had to sever the connection from the lights to this half, so only one half lights up. That's a big reason why I've been doing my new filming setup of just me in this corner instead of me centered in the middle like I usually do. I do need to relight them. I have more lights, I've been busy with other stuff. Up at the top we've got some Lego sets, got some UCS sets, gunships over here, and then in the back a sweet dino set that I scored. Really happy with that, it's sealed. And speaking of sets, you guys can see the glimmer of Lego sets back here. This is my legendary box wall. I've been doing this really since I started the channel, and I just feel like it's a fun way for me to display my boxes, have a little bit of Lego art. And then down here we've got random Lego sets, Christmas X-Wing, some mocs, non-Lego Star Wars sets, and then this is my like Naboo shrine, I guess I call it, where I've got all Naboo stuff. We've got a little herd of Kadu right here. This is a little homage to the first large-scale mock I ever built, which was the Battle of Naboo. Custom Naboo Starfighter from Brickfall, and then the Gungan Patrol, one of the first sets I ever bought on eBay, which was nice. And then these were actually designed by the Brick Sheepa. I believe it's called a Falumpa set. And then he did some custom Kadu over here. And then we've got a micro scale version of Naboo. So had to represent my love of Naboo. And then down there at the bottom, I've got some shelves that I need to put up in some more bins. Here we've got the bulk storage. Pieces that don't fit over here or just I don't really have enough of to be able to have their own bin, just get stored by color. So this is all my random light bluish gray parts, random red pieces, and then I've got like filler brick in here. The reason these are empty is because I've already started another big mock and I need to pull the rest out of Megito, but these will end up being full. I like this way of sorting. Some people might find it confusing or annoying, but I like having just bulk storage over here. It's really nice. Moving on to over here, got storage area. You don't want to go in here. It's scary and messy, trust me. Now, the last area of the Lego room, and probably the one I'm the most uncertain about, is this shelf. I really like it. I've got a bunch of old mock projects or pieces of old mocks on display. We've got the Second Battle of Geonosis, the Battle of Utapau, and then this is actually a World War II mock that I built. If you guys want to check out my World War II stuff, check out my second channel, Coconut's Kingdom. But the reason I call it the uncertain area is because I just don't know where to put it. It's kind of in the way here, but the other corners of the room are basically, you know, all taken up, as you guys have already seen. So I don't really have anywhere to put it right now. And I tried to keep as much of this area around the table clear of stuff, so that way when I'm shooting shots of me building or talking about something, it's not as distracting and there's not as much in the background. I would like to eventually turn it into my non-Star Wars display, because I'm starting to get a lot of non-Star Wars builds, like this Warhammer drop pod that I built. This kind of went here just because I had nowhere else for it to go. So that's basically it for the Lego room tour. I'm so happy with this Lego room. I love the flooring. I picked the color of the walls. I went with blue because I wanted the shots and the pictures that I took in here for my videos to have more vibrance to them, have more pop of color, because you know, I've shot with white walls so many times and it just makes the shot worse, makes thumbnails look more bland and unappealing. It adds some liveliness and some color. And then I've also got these sweet garage doors here. So they're covered by curtains because they're red. I wanted to have some cohesion when I'm filming, so I felt like having blue curtains that mostly match the blue walls would help with that. But when I need to, I can whip these bad boys open and move mocs in and out. That's how I was able to get Megito out of here, basically in one piece, and then bring it back. So these are really nice, and when I eventually move out, I'll be able to get my Lego stuff out of here pretty quickly. Hope you guys enjoyed this 2024 Lego room tour. Let me know what you thought about everything down below in the comments, what your favorite part is, what your least favorite part is if you have one, and I will catch you next time. But until then, happy building.